What is up, everybody? Fahros here with my first attempt at a Mitsurugi tutorial for Soul Calibur V. If you guys don't know who I am, I run a small gaming channel over at youtube.com/FahrosTTTT. If you like this video, please feel free to check it out. Go ahead and give it a like and a subscribe. If you like this video and want to see more like it. But again, this is my first attempt at a tutorial for a fighting game. I've not done this sort of thing before, but we're going to be getting right into it. I want to start off, little disclaimer here. I don't claim to be like the best, Soul Calibur V player. I'm not tournament level or anything like that. I do want to say I have been playing Mitsurugi since Soul Calibur 2, so I'm very familiar with the character. I know how he's worked in previous games. I've already figured out how he works in this game. As you guys can see right now on the screen, both my ranked and player match win percent is around 80%. I did have ranked around 90, but I've been having lag issues lately in ranked, and it's cost me a couple games. But yeah, not here to make excuses, but I do want to say that I know Mitsurugi well enough to win the majority of my matches, and I'm just making this tutorial to try to show you guys the way I play Mitsurugi, show you the tools he has in this version of the game, and show you how I use them. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into training mode, and I'll see you guys there. So as you guys see, we're getting into training mode right now. What I'm going to go over this video is I'm going to go over Mitsurugi's good pokes and his normals, his missed stance, and what to do when you're in there and how to get into there. I'm going to go over combos, normal move combos, as well as combos into super. I'm going to give you guys some random tips and some tricks, and if we have time, I might even give you some match analysis at the end, trying to wrap it all together and make it make sense to everybody. So, but yeah, the first thing I mentioned was pokes. So, although Mitsurugi is sort of an in-your-face fighter, and he does well once he gets in your face and he's beating your ass, knocking you down, and then starting his mix-ups. He does have a good poke game, so I wanted to emphasize his pokes and go over those. So also, before we begin, I might use number pad notation to explain you guys the inputs that I'm doing, and while you'll see them as well on the input display at the bottom of the screen, I still want to be able to commentate and tell you guys exactly what's going on. So number pad notation, if you're not aware, is if you look at the number pad on your keyboard, it uses that as the directions for the input. And it's all on one player perspective, no matter which side of the screen you're on. So for instance, 6 on the number pad points to the right. So 6 is forward. And like 6-6 is double tapping forward, for instance. So like 4 would be backwards, 2 is down. So 2KB is the same thing as down KB in this game, which looks like this. So hopefully that's not too confusing to you guys, but I will be I'll try to mix it up here and there so you guys can so everyone can sort of understand what I'm doing. But yeah, that being said, moving right into the pokes. Mitsurugi does have some decent pokes, like I said. One of my favorite ones is B and then 6 immediately after hitting B. So you can say B forward or B6. You hit B first and then you hit forward, so it ends up looking like this. And it hits high so people can't crouch it, and you can step it as well. But it's very fast, it covers decent range, and on counter hit, it stuns, I believe. We can go ahead and turn counter hit on, so you guys see it has a little stun on counter hit. So, and that after that, you can either go into a 3A for a 2-hit combo, or you can go into a 3B. So that's a decent poke. Go ahead and turn counter hit back off. We also have 6B, so 6 and B at the same time. Gives you this, and then this is a decent poke as well. It's a mid, and mids in this game are overheads. Like I said, this is a high, so it can be crouched. But if they're crouch blocking, mids is what hits them when they're crouch blocking in this game. Most verticals are mids, just so you guys know. That's what you do when people are crouch blocking. You just throw overheads at them. So 6B is a mid, which makes it good. It also has variations though, so you can hit 6B and then immediately drag to 3 on the number pad, which is down forward, and you'll get a little toe poke there. And if you do it as fast as possible, you actually get a just input that's delayed. Let me see if I can get it real quick here. There it is. So there's that, and there's also a high version, which is this is it right here. So this comes out incredibly fast, and that's kind of the usage of that there. You have to be really careful to hit forward and B at the same time, and then just drag it up as fast as you can. And yeah, so that's that. So there's 6B, and it has its 2 variations. So I guess I'd call it, for number pad notation, call it like 6B3 and then 6B9. Moving on, we've got 3-3B, which looks like this. This has super long range. Considering we're playing Mitsurugi, this is probably one of his longest range attacks. The second hit can be delayed, so as fast as possible it looks like that, and it gets you a nice little 2-hit combo, but the second hit can be delayed like that. So if they block, you don't have to do the second hit, and they won't be able to punish you as easily. Definitely a good poke, though. You can do it like after you double tap down forward, or double tap 3, whatever, or you can do it as 9 to step the other way as well. But what I'm getting at is you can do it after that little mini step, so it can be used to punish a vertical like poke if you see it coming. So this is a decent poke and a decent punish. We also have 6-6B, which is just the running forward version of that. The second hit can also be delayed. So yeah, those are both strong pokes. We also have just A+B. If this hits, straight up hits, you get a little like animation, and it gives you a 4-hit combo. It does 69 damage as well, so that's nice, and results in a knockdown. So this is decent. It has decent range. It is rather slow and rather punishable, so careful throwing this out. We also have 6-6AB, which all of these I've done recently are overheads, by the way, so that's another thing to keep in mind when you're wanting to do it. Even just AB is an overhead, but 6-6AB is good. It's very slow, but it also has very long range, and it's got combo potential, which I'll go over later, but it does a shitload of damage, 52 damage off a single strike, and has all that range from Mitsurugi, so that's a definite tool to keep in mind. As far as a more standard poke that, well, one, if you guys aren't familiar with Mitsurugi, you might not know about this one, but it's, you hit B, and then you immediately hit A afterwards, and it ends up looking like this. So you cancel your B normal, which is just, you know, like this. You cancel it into A. It's just another, you know, another normal. But it results as this attack, and this is great because it comes out super quick. It stops steps because it's a horizontal, and it hits mid. And, like, that's not all. Wait, there's more. On counter hit, it gives you this little animation, and you sweep to the other side of them, as well as knock them down. So B cancel into A is amazing. I love that. That's one of my favorite pokes. You can throw it out very quickly. Yeah, it's awesome. We also have 4A, which is just backwards and A. 4A is great because it also stops steps. It's pretty quick. It has decent range. Let's see, I'm like getting to the max range of it here. So like if you're both like mid-screen almost, it's gonna hit. And then this is, I'll go over this again later, but if you hold forward afterwards, you go right into misstep. And that's super valuable. So that's a definite good reason to go ahead and use 4A if you're looking for another way to get into mist. We also have 1-1A, which is this sweep. It's pretty slow, pretty easily blocked. An experienced player is going to see this coming, especially if you do it too much. But it still is a decent low poke. And then, yeah, another low poke would just be 1A. 1-1A, which is this sweep, and then just 1A, which is this little spin. And 1A can also be canceled into B, which goes into a vertical like guard break attack, which they can block. If they do block, it's going to send them backwards. Here, I'll show you guys. So they can block the B follow-up to 1A, but you see it throws them back a little bit there and gives you frame advantage and totally fucks up their block. So that's definitely good. But even just 1A on its own is a decent low poke. So it is kind of slow like 1-1A, but I mean, it is what it is. That's what, like, they're pretty decent as far as low pokes goes for Mitsurugi. He doesn't have many, so those are what you're gonna have to use if you do want to poke low. And you'll, even though they might look really slow just watching it, you're gonna hit people with them if, you know, they're not conditioned to block it. So it's something you don't want to spam, definitely, by any means, but you want to throw it out here and there just to, you know, keep people in check. So that's it for Mitsurugi's poke normals. What I wanted to get in next was all the ways to get into Mitsurugi's mist stance, which is what you're looking at right here, and then all the things you can do from this stance. I think this is a huge part of the character. A huge part of being able to play Mitsurugi well, in my opinion, is to be able to fluidly get in and out of this stance and make use of all its strengths. So first off, I'll go off how to get into the stance. You can hit forward B plus K, backwards B plus K. You can even be dashing and hit B plus K, and this is one of my favorite ways to get into it. So you're running and you see Mitsurugi ducks down right when you're running and you hit B plus K. This will dodge a high on the way in, and then you can do your attack. So if you time it really perfectly, you can like do it as a counter to a high attack. That's getting a little advanced, but it's definitely possible there. And because you see, if you just hit forward B plus K, he just goes right into it. Same with backwards. He doesn't do the dash as he does if you dash and then B plus K. So there's two ways to get into it. Like I mentioned earlier, you can, after a 4A, you can hold forward. So backwards A and then hold forward, and you're right into the mist stance. And you can also do it, another one of my favorite ways to get into it, is after a 1-1-B and then A. 1-1-B is this, and then you follow it up with an A, and then you can hold forward afterwards, and you'll go right into mist. Now this 1-1-B, it hits mid, so if they're crouch blocking, it's going to hit them. It forces them to block high. So if they see this coming, they know they have to block high, they'll get up, and then you do the A, and you go into mist, and then you can go KB, and do a low high, and it's just a little mix up right there. So they have to block high at this part, they have to block low at that part, and even the BK, this is 44 damage, which is no bullshit. You can watch the health bar get chunked just from this. I'm sorry, it's KB out of mist stance. This KB, you can watch the health bar get chunked from this out of mist, and it's no bullshit damage wise. So that's definitely a good tool to use, and this is a nice little mix up I thought I'd just throw in here for you guys. So another way to get in, just like I said, is 1-1-B-A, hold forward, and then you can KB right out of that, or you can do a lot of things, which leads me into my next point. So those are all the ways to get in to mist that I just went over. Now we're going to go over all the things you can do when in mist stance. So regardless of how you get here, you've got a lot of things you can do when you're here. You can go B-B-B, and that gives you a quick little 3-hit combo for like 30-ish damage. You can do B-B-K, which the second hit hits mid, so if they're crouch blocking, you'll hit them with that. You can do the KB like I went over, which goes low into high. You can do an A if you think they're going to step. This hits high, so if they're crouching, it's going to completely whiff and you're going to get punished. But you can also do this very quickly from long range, right after the dash. So, like the dash into mist stance that I talked about earlier. So you can like double tap forward B plus K to get in, and then hit A right away. And as you see, it happens pretty quickly. So if they're stepping, that's one way you can knock them out of step from pretty far away if you're quick enough. You can also A plus B, which is a very slow overhead, but it does decent damage on its own, and it has huge combo potential, which I'll get into in the combo section later. But this is definitely a tool that you're going to want to try to throw out sparingly. It's sort of a high risk, high reward kind of thing, because you're probably going to get punished if they see it coming, but if it lands, you're going to get huge damage. You can also throw out of this stance, which is another one of my favorite things to do. So you can do a A throw or a B throw, you know, just A plus G or B plus G. And yeah, so out of this, to review, you've got your high attacks, you've got your horizontal attacks that hit steps, you've got your overheads, you've got your lows, and you've got 2 throws. So you can do a whole hell of a lot out of mist, and you can get a whole hell of a lot of mix-up as well if you mix those things together. Because, like, knowing all that, knowing all you can do out of it, every time you go into mist, if you're keeping the pressure on and you're into mist in their face, they have to make a decision on what they think you're going to do. And if you're mixing up your lows into highs, if you're mixing up your highs, your mids, and your throws, they're going to have to guess. Like, if you don't telegraph what you're doing, they're going to have to guess, and you're going to end up getting hits for damage on them, and that's always good. So that's all you can do out of Mist though. And next we're going to move into combos. So while Soul Calibur V isn't the most combo intensive game, Mitsurugi does have his combos that you should know. He's got his standard things like BB and AA are just little 2-hit combos. That's nothing special. And then I went over earlier that he's got like his 6-6B and his 3-3B, which you can do while stepping, so it's like a step punish. But there's other like more standard combos that you should know as well. So Mitsurugi has an attack 3B, this is 3B, and after a 3B you can do 2-3-6B, which 2-3-6 is like going from down to down forward to forward, and it looks like it gives you this little dash. It's called silent step, and I think that goes under highs, but after a silent step you hit B and it gives you this nice 2-hit combo. And this has more combo potential if you use meter on it, and I'll talk more about that later. If you land a plus B out of Mist, by the way, you can also like get more damage on this combo by having this first hit to it. So that's 96 damage off no meter. Again, it requires the A plus B out of Mist, which is really slow, but this costs no meter and is pretty decent damage. So there's a combo for you guys. You also have 1-1-BA, which is just 2 hits for 47 damage, and you can do it while stepping, and it starts with the mid. So this is a good combo. You can hit B again after the A, so it would be 1-1-BA-B. The third hit does not combo though. If you guys are watching the top left hand of the screen, you see 2 hits come up for the little combo counter. The third hit is more of a mix-up. So again, Mitsurugi is all about mixing up your opponent, all about doing like varying your attacks. And I told you guys earlier you can go into Mist off of this 1-1-BA, but you can also just hit B again. And if they're not ready for it, you'll slam them with another mid for a bunch of extra damage. Another basic combo, if you guys played Soul Calibur 4 Mitsurugi, you're probably pretty sad this got nerfed, but it's just 2K and then B. So this starts low and then goes into a mid, so they have to crouch block the first hit and then high block the second hit, or else they get hit. So it's a mix-up in itself, you know, and you can mix this in between all your other mix-ups, and makes it very hard for the opponent to block. So definitely, even though 2KB got nerfed, definitely do not underestimate this, and this can be EX'd as well for a knockdown. I'm going to go more into EX moves, or they are called edge attacks, are meter combos. So those, all the combos I just showed you guys took no meter, they were pretty basic. Now I'm going to show you guys some combos that either do more damage or have special properties to them, but they cost meter. Every time you do a edge attack in this game, it costs half a meter. So keep that in mind. You can have 2 meters built up total. So the first one we're going to do is the edge attack version of 2KB. You start off with just your 2K like normal, and then you hit ABK at the same time, which if you play on pad, I suggest, I forget what control settings are by default on pad, but you need to have a button like a bumper or a trigger bound to it so you can do this quickly. On stick it's not a problem at all, but you can bind a button to it anyway if you want to. But yeah, so you hit 2K, which is just down K, and then ABK, and then that just gives you this by default, but you can hit B again to follow up. Right, so you can hit B midway through the combo to get the third hit, you get extra damage, and you get your knockdown at the end. So that's our first combo with meter. The second will be once we go, if we're in Mist, we can hit B once, then immediately hit ABK, and then we can go into our 3B, 2-3-6B combo. And you guys are probably like, holy shit, just show me, quit spitting numbers at me. So it'll look like this. B, ABK, 3B, 2-3-6B. It says it's only a 3-hit combo. Apparently, B into ABK doesn't count as a combo for the combo meter, but it combos just fine. So again, that looks like that gives you a little 3-hit. Next we're going to go into, I'm going to go ahead and call them EX versions, because I mean that's a perfect way to explain it, and it's easy to say from Street Fighter. So next we're going to go into the EX or the edge attack version of 3B. So you hit 3B, which is just this, and you hit ABK immediately afterwards, and it gives you this. and then you can just add you can tack a 236B onto the end, so it looks like this. And then that's 74 damage right there. Any of these 236Bs can have an ABK hit afterwards for another half a meter and a knockdown stun, which lets you combo into your super very, very easily. So for instance, you can do that instead of the normal 236B. As you see, it does the same damage. So you don't want to spend the meter for damage, but you want to spend the meter if you need the knockdown stun or if you need to combo into super after that, which I'm going to get into now. So now for all Mitsurugi's combos into super. Some of these you might question, be like, Fahros, these don't really seem like combos. But I'm going to have them in here anyway because they do all combo. And like, even if it's not some extravagant, 5, 6, 7 hit combo into super, I mean, Mitsurugi has normals that can combo into super, and they're incredibly valuable to know. And I think you guys really need to pay attention to this part, because this makes it so you can consistently spend your meter on big damage and just get easy combos into super. Like, a lot of these are super easy. You don't need to make them hard. You don't need to make it hard on yourself to play a fighter. Sometimes it's great just to do what's easy as long as it's effective. So definitely learn this part. Definitely pay special attention here. So first we're going to have 1-1A. And this, believe it or not, combos right into super. I'm going to prove it to you guys right here. I'm going to go into two-player settings and go to control settings, and I've got Yukemi settings on. So he's going to Yukemi in a random direction. I'll do this 3-4 times in a row. It's going to combo every single time. 1A into super. You see he started to tech roll. It hit him anyway. So as you guys see, yeah, he keeps starting the tech roll. He's doing it a different way each time. You just have to be fast on your super. And it connects. As you see, it's giving me a 3-hit combo. And the damage total on the right-hand side of the screen is also compiling from the 32 damage that the 1-1A does. So this definitely combos. You can, be poking around with people, throwing out random pokes. And if you hit him with a 1-1A, if you're quick enough, you can combo your super. After that, you can just do it off a 1A as well. So that's both both Mitsurugi's low pokes can be comboed right into super. Furthermore, so let's say the guy knows you like to 1A into super, and he's waiting for your 1As. He's blocking them. Well, you can go 1A and then do the B follow-up, the guard break version. And then if that hits, you can do 236B, the EX version, into super, so it'll look like this. And that does some serious damage. Watch, Mitsurugi's at full health right now. Watch him get chunked. Yeah, so that's 142 damage. That's over 60%, it looks like to me. So that's definitely a good tool to use. What else we got here? We got 66AB right into super. So this is that long poke I showed you guys towards the beginning of the video. Like I said, this is super punishable and it's super slow and people see it coming. But if you can get it off, it goes right into super. We also have Mitsurugi's best step punish, which is just 2-2B or 8-8B. You just double tap up or down, and he does this, and this will combo right into super as well. So as you guys are seeing, he's got a lot of easy links into super. Again, you don't have to make it hard. You'll see me in my match videos that I do lots of fancy combos, and I'll do the launchers into the EX moves into supers, but I do these as well whenever I can. Whenever I, think I got my 2-2B, I could super after it. It's great. You just have to kind of know if it's gonna hit so you can do the super quick enough. Unless you just have like crazy reactions, but that's that's good too. Moving right along, we have, this is sort of a staple, and you can use this to punish. So let's say you blocked anything really punishable, you can 3B and then 236B. The EX version, and go right into super. And again, this 236B normally looks like this, but you tack ABK onto the end, and it comes out faster, has less recovery, and gets you that hard knockdown. So again, this. Looks like this. That's just 3B, 236B, AB plus K, and then super. One of the ones you can try to do from long range if you're trying to get a random like Hail Mary attack, which I've talked about earlier, is this mist and then A plus B. You can connect that right into a super. So you've got your A plus B and then 3B in the staple 236 EX version right in the super as well. And that does respectable damage as well. It's 130 damage. That's over 50%. I'll show you that again just so you can watch the health bar get chunked. So that's definitely decent damage. I think we've got a couple more here. Well, I wanted to say, remember that each edge attack, you can continue your combos with edge attacks, but remember that each one costs half a meter. So your super is going to cost 1 meter full. And then one edge attack, if you're doing a combo that has one edge attack in it, that means you need 1.5 bars in order to do that combo. And if you're doing 2 edge attacks, that means you need to have a full 2 bars in order to do it. Now, most of the time these aren't really worth it for the damage, but I mean, let's say you just need to start it with a different kind of move. For instance, I'll show you guys how you can combo into super off being in mist stance and getting a quick B into ABK. Because, like I said, this isn't exactly worth it for the damage, but it's just an alternative way to start your combo into super. So you can be in mist. Let's say you've done your mix up, they're waking up, and you're mist right in their face, and you decide to go B, ABK, into 3B, 236B, EX, and then into your super this way. So it only does 114 damage, which isn't bad by any means. It's just not as much as some of the other super combos. But again, it's just another way to combo into your supers, so that's what makes it good. Again, it's all about just varying up your attacks and make it so your opponent doesn't know what's going on. So we also have the EX version of 3B. You can do that, and I showed you can do this right into a 236B earlier. But like I said, all 236Bs can be done in the EX version, and you can do that here for it right into super. And this timing is a little wonky, as you see there. I missed it the first time, but it does just barely catch him for 115 damage. Like I said, the timing's a little goofy in that one, but if you can get it down, that's just one more way that you can, vary it up with what you're trying to go into super. And I mean, you can pull 3Bs like out of nowhere. So, I mean, if you see somebody crouch blocking, you can just do this. And you need 2 meter, but if you got it, you got it. And then you can pull it right into big damage with your super. So that covers our pokes, that covers our mist stance, that covers our normal combos and combos into super. Now I'm just going to teach you guys a couple little tricks that I like to throw in between all that stuff. And again, in order to play effectively, you're going to have to take all the parts of what I'm telling you here. You're going to have to take your good normals, your good combos, your mist stance, and you're going to have to mix it all together. And that's something very difficult to represent in a tutorial. Like I said, I might put some match analysis at the end of this so you can see kind of how I do it in the middle of a match. But that's just something you're going to have to get the hang of from playing and, figure out your own flow. And you can try to pick it up from me, but that's just how I personally do things. And again, I'm not claiming I do things, 100% correct or the best that can be done. But I'm just showing you guys what can work for me. But again, there's a couple little tricks I like to mix in with things here and there. I don't actually use this unblockable that much, but Mitsurugi does have an unblockable. So what I would like to do in Soul Calibur 4 anyway is get like a hard knockdown. And then as they're waking up, just throw an unblockable. And if they panic, you mostly do this against noobs or like do it against your friends every once in a while and you might catch them. But so you can knock them down, and then Mitsurugi's unblockable is 3B plus K. And you see I'm just holding it right now. I'm holding the B plus K, and you can do this forever. But you can cancel it with guard, or you can actually slice by hitting B. And that's an unblockable attack. So you can knock them up in the air. And if you're feeling fancy, you can try to go for an unblockable afterwards. You can do it after any sort of knockdown. But yeah, that's that. It has short range. You can be hit out of it. I think it can be stepped. It looks like it can be stepped. I haven't actually seen if it tracks yet, so use it sparingly. It's definitely not something to spam, but you can use it to fuck with people every once in a while if you want to. What else do we got? Oh, right. So Another thing you can do once you knock people down is 2A plus B. You see Mitsurugi kind of just stabs the ground. If they try to tech roll, this is gonna hit. So again, if they Yukemi and block on wake up, this attack's gonna get blocked. But you can catch tech rolls with it. That's just something to throw out there. You'll see me do it a lot. Like after the EX 2KB, I'll do 2AB and just to hit them while they're on the ground. So that's just another way to get extra damage, and it does a good 28 damage, which is not anything to scoff at. So in Soul Calibur, like I think I mentioned earlier, it's not like really combo intensive. Don't get me wrong, there are combos and they do a lot of damage, but you can play Soul Calibur effectively sitting back, poking with a lot of characters and just adding up little bits of damage. You don't even have to combo that much with some characters. Mitsurugi, I definitely like his combos. His combos do a ton of damage, but you can still chip people away with these little, 28 damages here, 30 damages here. So don't underestimate trying to, go ahead and use your little moves just to poke and chip away damage here and there. It's definitely a viable strategy. And if you knock somebody down and you think you can hit them with a 2AB, there's absolutely no reason not to. So there's that. Another thing you can do if you're feeling fancy, I haven't went over parrying at all in this game. Parrying is very different in this game than it was in previous Soul Caliburs. You do it by pressing backwards and ABK at the same time, and it costs half a meter. But just to show you guys one viable reason to parry is if you see your opponent, I'm going to go ahead and record the enemy Mitsurugi to do 6-6 AB, which is this really slow attack like I said. He's going to do it at me. And one thing you can do is you can parry, and it throws him back a little bit. And if you know you're going to land the parry, you can buffer your super and go ahead and parry into super. And that costs 1.5 bars because you need half a bar to parry and then the full bar to super. But it's just something you can do. I just thought I'd throw this out to you guys. I don't do it very often at all, but it is another way you can get your super out there and land it. So I'm going to go ahead and record Mitsurugi doing this, and then you'll see it in action. I'll go ahead and play this back. I have Mitsurugi blocking after he does the attack. So if I don't do my super fast enough, he's going to block it. But I'm going to show you that if you do it fast enough, it's going to land. So there you go. I'll do it a little slower this time. And Mitsurugi's super raw only does 60 damage. But, that 60 damage could win you a round if they're mashing on you at the end and you parry into supers. So 60 damage isn't that bad if it's going to win you a round. It's not bad at all. And now I'm going to do it a little slower and he'll be able to block it. And that one gets blocked. So if you can parry, and if you're quick enough on buffering your super, it'll combo. Or it'll punish, rather, right off the parry. But you got to be quick. Like, I might be making it look a little easy here. But you definitely have to be pretty quick after that parry in order to land it. Oh hey, and one thing guys that I failed to mention earlier was one of Mitsurugi's best normals, and that you can get a little tricky with, is 4B. And what this does, you see he raises his katana way back, he sort of takes a step backwards, and then lunges forward and pokes at him. And why this is good is because during the step backwards, you can dodge so many attacks. If people are running at you, and they're just going to throw a relatively short to mid-range attack, you can do this 4B at the same time. You're going to step back, dodge it, and then poke them with a mid. So since it's mid, it can't be crouched block. Don't spam this too much because, people will end up seeing it coming. They'll end up predicting it's coming and either step and punish or just block and punish it. For instance, if I were to block it, I could punish with something like that and take off half your health. So you don't want to spam it too much by any means. But yeah, anyway guys, so this is a pretty good move to absorb attacks with. You got to be careful how much you use it, but I mean it does decent damage even in its own right, and it knocks down and knocks back. So if you've got them against a ledge and you think they're going to poke at you, I don't advise pouring out knockdowns, but I mean a win's a win, so I don't purposely knock people out all day that much anyway, but yeah, if they are up against the ledge and you think they're gonna poke at you, you can go ahead and 4B, and this will knock them out and dodge their attack. So yeah, just wanted to throw that in there as well. definitely a tool that should not be overlooked. Just one last trick I'm gonna leave you guys with. I haven't went over this move yet of Mitsurugi's. It's up AB, and he jumps up in the air. So if my opponent is charging me and I think they're gonna throw out a move right in my face, I can jump in the air and the move will, you know, go underneath me and I'll land right on top of them for a damage, for pretty decent damage. It does 58 damage, so yeah, it's pretty respectable and knocks them down. And I haven't actually tried this yet. I don't know if I can get it to combo into super. Yeah, it looks like the super whiffs. That was funny. I had a funny idea there. I didn't know if it would combo. Always test out stuff like that, and I highly recommend you guys, because I'm giving you like a brief synopsis. This might even be a long video, but I'm giving you a brief overview of all the tools of Mitsurugi that I think are good and that I use on a regular basis, but I may have left things out. I encourage you all to go into move list and just go through each and every single move. It might look like a lot in here, but the first thing I did when I got Soul Calibur 5 was I went in training mode and I went through his whole move list. Every single one. And I learned a lot that way. And you'll learn a lot that way too. And I may have left things out. Also, if you want to make sure you're doing something correctly, you can go to a combo and hit A on it, and it'll show you the combo. It'll play it back for you. And you see, that's a combo I just taught you guys this video. But there's a lot of things in here that I may have left out that you might want to go back and learn. I definitely highly suggest you do that for any character you try to pick up in this game. But yeah, again, so up AB, jumps up and dodges an attack, comes back with a very powerful attack. You can also use it to close gaps. So you can do, it would be like 9 on the number pad, up forward AB, and he'll jump forward. So let's say, like, this is, I don't want to, you know, hype it up like it's a real good of a move, because, excuse me, it can be easily stepped, it can be easily punished. But let's say you're fighting against an Ivy or something who's poking you from across the map, and you just can't find a way to get in, and you're desperate. You know, maybe you can throw out a 9 AB, or an up forward AB, and you'll, maybe if you time it right, you'll jump over one of her attacks as she does it, and if it's a slow enough attack and you land on her, you'll get some decent damage and a knockdown, and then you can go into your mix-up from there. So definitely another one of his tools. Also, another thing I didn't tell you guys that I just remembered is that 6-6 A plus B, this slow ass attack, I have a friend actually who says this is the best thing Mitsurugi has. And you know why? Because you can cancel it with guard, and you'll see me do this in my matches a lot. I'll run at somebody with 6-6 AB and I'll cancel it right in their face. Now, it's not something you should do a lot, but it creates a whole element of mix-up right in their face. And obviously they can just throw you, like they can just hit you if you're trying to style on them like this. But if you have them scared and you have them blocking on their wake up, go at them with a 6-6 AB and cancel it with block. And then you're right in their face. So if they're crouch blocking, you can BB, or you can, you know, 1-1 AB into mist, and then you got your own mix up from here. And I mean, who knows, you get a random hit like that and it goes right into super with them. You just have to be able to convert these little hits into super with Mitsurugi. And that's how you get your biggest damage, and you do all those little random hits off of your mix-ups. So 6-6 AB cancel is pretty sweet for that. You can do a throw right out of it, which is another thing I do a lot, and you always mix up your A throws and B's throws so they don't know which to tech. You can do a low right out of it. You can do anything right out of it. So again, my friend was like, this is one of the best things Mitsurugi has, because it's just another way to set up your mix-up. And again, it's mostly like for style. I'm not gonna say this is, you know, the best thing to do, because it's so easily countered. You can just be hit right out at trying to style on people like this. But it is just another tool to have in the tool bag, okay, you guys? So I mean, you want to look fancy, or you want to just like break up the monotony of your normal, if you feel like you're getting too predictable or anything, throw this out there and see if you can get any damage off it. I think it's definitely something, for some reason it just mind fucks people. Like, you go in ranked and you know they're tryharding, they're trying to win in ranked, but you throw out a 6-6 A plus B and, you know, throw them afterwards, and they just stand there looking at you like, I was supposed to block. Like, they don't know what to do. So that's going to be it for our training mode session of this tutorial. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two here. I tried my best to prep for this and make it flow as well as possible. Hopefully this is a good way to start off Soul Calibur Sundays. I think I'm going to throw a little match analysis at the end of this. If I don't, I'm sorry. It means I didn't get time. I had to rush this, so it came out today on my Soul Calibur Sunday on my channel. If you guys are checking me out for the first time and you don't know what Soul Calibur Sundays are, it is every Sunday I upload Soul Calibur footage to my channel. I have a lot of different games on my channel. I play MMOs like the Star Wars MMO, as well as RPGs. Like I'm playing through Final Fantasy 13-2 right now. But yeah, every Sundays are Soul Calibur Sundays, so I had to hurry up and get this out for that. I might in the future make another Mitsurugi tutorial if I can figure out how to make it better. Again, this is less than a week into the game. I'm just trying to help out my fellow Mitsurugi players and show them what I do. So if I didn't get any match analysis on this, I'm sorry you guys. Hopefully this was cool and you guys learned a thing or two. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you really liked it, give it a favorite. And leave me in the comments below what you thought about all this, if you'd like to see anything more, or if you'd like to see anything else as far as Soul Calibur 5 goes. Also, check out my channel. If you're new and this is the first time you've seen anything from me, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to check me out every Sunday. If you're getting to Soul Calibur 5, I'll have a new Soul Calibur 5 video out for you. So thanks again, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're lucky, if I had enough time, I really want to do this. I'll put some match analysis at the end of this video, so I'll be able to show you guys how I put all this together. So, but until then, I'll go ahead and do my goodbyes, just in case this is it. But yeah, until next time, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, so what's up, guys? Fahros here again. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get into a player match, and I'll just create a room and wait for somebody to join. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to live commentate, walk you guys through what I'm doing in a match. And the reason I'm doing this is I had some match footage saved up, but trying to commentate after the fact with match footage is all good, but I need to like pause and emphasize certain moves and certain things, and I'm just not that good at editing yet. Like, I was totally in over my head with what I had planned as far as commentary for match footage at the end of this tutorial. So I'm going to try to just do a live commentary and show you guys kind of what I'm thinking and my thought process as I go through a match. So we might have to wait a while for somebody to join, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now, and I'll just cut it when somebody joins in here and we get a match to play. Okay, we'll go ahead and play this guy. I always like to look at people's ping before I play them. This is a player match because I don't know how hard this is going to be to commentate and speak at the same time, and I might want to just show you guys specific things instead of just like trying to murder my opponent. So yeah, ranked probably isn't the best thing to do right now. I do mostly play ranked, but this is fine. So I'm playing against Lexia, who I haven't played against hardly at all, so this will be interesting. I've only played against one or two of these. So the couple I did play against like to press buttons, so I'm just going to go at them with a KB right at the beginning of the round in case they're pressing anything. No, she went ahead and stepped that, so that's no big deal. Tried to punish with a 3-3B, nothing. This person's playing very defensively. That's alright. I stepped her vertical, and then I did 1-1 BA, hold forward into missed, and then did the low high out of miss. So, and now she's just spamming me, but that's totally fine because spammers are probably the easiest thing to deal with in this game. My buddies hate it when people spammed, but I actually like it because it makes it an easy win for me, you know. Yeah, I'm already telling you 4B is going to be godlike in this match because she does just throw out pokes, and I'll just dodge all those with that. So right there I stepped into trying to horizontal. I'm going to start throwing this chick a... Wow, I can't believe she's just doing that. So she's pretty much turtling, but I'm going to catch her with a throw here, yeah, because she likes to block. I'm going to do another one A, that version. Oh, she actually interrupted my EX twice. That's okay. Just block and punish. Like, it's that easy, you guys. If people are spamming you, just block and punish. If they want to spam their moves all day, you know, I mean, it's not gonna fly. You'll be able to punish it very easily. Oh, and I don't have a good follow-up for that, so I just went ahead and did 3-3 BB. And then 2K beat her right on out. So she was like, "What?" But I mean, that's what you get if you're trying to just spam and do very basic maneuvers. Again, I'm not trying to sound cocky. It's just that's a pretty good demonstration right there of, and there she leaves. But that's a pretty good demonstration on how to deal with somebody if they're just throwing out like random attacks and trying to, you know, spam you with forward Ks or forward Bs or even sidestep Bs, you know, whatever. It's pretty simple. So this video is already really long as is. I think it was already running like 40 something minutes. I'll go ahead and tack this on to the end of it and then probably be done with it. I'm gonna give you guys more match footage as the Soul Calibur Sundays continue. I'll continue to deliver match footage, and whatever you guys would like to request, go ahead and leave that in the comments below, and I'll try to accommodate you any way I can. Having a blast playing this game, so I have fun doing most things in it, so pretty much anything you guys would want, I'm sure I'd be fine doing. So yeah, again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Alright, take care. Peace out.